It was a crisp autumn evening in Cincinnati, Ohio, back in 2023, when I first stumbled upon the unassuming power of a $40 Carbide Burr set during a late-night scroll through a local hardware forum. The kind of forum where Midwestern tinkerers like me would share tips on turning garage hobbies into side hustles amid the glow of the Ohio River skyline. I'd just lost my day job at a manufacturing plant near the riverfront, and with bills piling up faster than the leaves on my over-the-Rhine doorstep, I needed a way to make quick cash without investing a fortune in tools. That cheap set, 10 pieces of tungsten carbide goodness with various shapes and cuts, arrived in a plain box the next week, and what started as skeptical experimentation in my cluttered basement workshop evolved into a revelation. These burrs, paired with a basic rotary tool, could unlock a world of profitable gigs right here in the Queen City. Over the next 2 years, I hustled through 10 extremely lucrative side jobs, each leveraging the burr's precision for shaping, deburring, and engraving, often charging $50 to $100 an hour while keeping overhead near zero. Let me take you through that journey, one gig at a time, so you can see how a modest investment can fuel real income. Whether you're a fellow Cincinnatian eyeing the weekend market scene or anyone looking to bootstrap a craft empire, my first profitable foray was customizing knife scales for local chefs and outdoor enthusiasts, a niche I discovered at the Northside Farmers Market where foodies flock for artisanal goods. Using a cylindrical single-cut burr, I'd shape exotic woods like walnut or stabilize resins into ergonomic handles for pocket knives and cleavers, engraving subtle patterns to personalize them. Think monograms for wedding gifts or rugged motifs for hunters heading to the nearby Shawnee Forest. The process took about 30 minutes per scale, blending the burr's shearing action with light sanding for a premium feel, and clients paid $75 an hour for the bespoke work, netting me $300 to $500 per weekend batch after materials. It was straightforward. Source blanks from a supplier in nearby Dayton, clamp them securely, and let the burr's wine carve out the contours without splintering, turning a $10 blank into a $50 add-on that flew off the stall. From there, I pivoted to automotive porting for backyard mechanics in Cincinnati's auto-obsessed suburbs like Blue Ash, where gearheads restore classic Mustangs or tune Hondas for drag strips at Summit Motorsports Park. With a ball-nosed double-cut burr, I'd smooth and enlarge intake ports on cylinder heads, removing casting flash and blending valve seats to boost airflow by 10 to 15%. A job that demanded the burr's curved precision to avoid gouging aluminum without overheating. Each head took 2 to 3 hours, and shop owners or DIYers shelled out $80 to $100 an hour for the performance gains, often referring me to friends via the local Corvette Club. One summer, I cleared $2,000 porting a dozen heads, all while the burrs held their edge through the gummy aluminum chips, proving their worth in high-heat tasks. Gunsmithing emerged next during Ohio's hunting season, when I connected with firearm enthusiasts at the Cincinnati Gun Show, offering deburring and refinishing services for custom A-15 builds or heirloom shotguns. A tapered cone burr was my go-to for cleaning up milled receivers or trigger guards, removing sharp edges from 80% lowers without marring the steel finish, ensuring safe, smooth operation that complied with ATF regs. Clients appreciated the quick turnaround, 45 minutes per piece, and paid $60 to $90 an hour for the liability-free expertise, especially since I could certify the work with basic inspections. It became a steady $1,500 monthly gig, with the burr set's durability shining as it tackled hardened steels without chipping, far outlasting pricier alternatives I'd eyed. Jewelry casting cleanup became an unexpected goldmine after networking with artisans at the Cincinnati Art Academy's open studios, where silversmiths needed help post-casting to remove sprues and gates from rings and pendants without scratching the precious metals. Using a fine flame-shaped burr, I'd delicately grind away excess from gold or silver casts, polishing facets for that high-end sparkle demanded by bridal shops in Hyde Park. Each piece took 20 to 30 minutes, and jewelers charged clients $100 plus per item, subcontracting me at $70 an hour, netting $800 from a single afternoon batch, while the burr's single-cut flutes prevented gumming on soft alloys, making it ideal for the intricate, non-ferrous work that turned scrap into heirlooms. Engraving personalized wood signs for local businesses kicked off my market dominance at Findlay Market, where I'd use a pointed cone burr to carve names, logos, or Bible verses into reclaimed barnwood for storefronts or home decor. The burr's precision allowed deep, clean incisions at low RPMs to avoid burning the grain, transforming a $5 plank into a $40 sign in under an hour. Shop owners paid $50 to $70 an hour for the custom touch, and with walk-ins from tourists, I pulled in $400 per Saturday. The set's versatility letting me switch shapes for lettering versus borders without skipping a beat. Custom metal bracket fabrication for DIY home improvers in Cincinnati's historic neighborhoods like Clifton followed, where I'd shape steel or aluminum angles for shelving or gate repairs using a cylindrical double-cut burr to deburr welds and radius edges. For safety, homeowners, tired of big-box imperfections, paid $60 an hour for on-site tweaks, often $200 per job, appreciating the burr's aggressive chip removal on ferrous metals. It was low-skill entry but high demand, especially during renovation booms, adding $1,000 monthly to my hustle. Detailing scale models for hobbyists at the Cincinnati Comic Expo was a fun, nerdy sideline where model builders needed burrs to refine plastic kits of World War II planes or sci-fi ships, using a small ball burr to hollow cockpits or smooth seams without melting the resin. Collectors paid $40 to $60 an hour for the finesse, $150 per intricate model, and the burr's fine control prevented cracks, turning my basement into a mini factory during convention season for $600 weekends. Restoring vintage tools for antique dealers at the Ohio Valley Antique Mall involved reshaping chisel edges or deburring old planes with a straight cylindrical burr, breathing new life into heirlooms for auction. Tool collectors offered $55 an hour for the restoration, $300 per batch of 5, and the burr's longevity on carbon steel meant no mid-job swaps, making it a reliable $800 monthly earner amid the nostalgia trade. Finishing metal art sculptures for galleries in the Pendleton Art Center was my creative outlet, where I'd use an oval tree burr to smooth welds on abstract steel pieces, blending surfaces for gallery-ready polish. Artists subcontracted at $80 to $100 an hour for the detail work, $500 per large piece, and the burr's multi-angle cuts handled contours effortlessly, landing me exhibits that boosted my rep and income. Finally, bicycle frame repairs for the cycling community along the Little Miami Trail rounded out my list, deburring welds on custom titanium frames with a radius end burr to ensure ride-safe smoothness. Bike shops in Oakley paid $65 an hour for the specialty, $250 per frame, and with Cincy Ciclavia events driving demand, it added $1,200 quarterly, the burr set's precision preventing frame fatigue that could void warranties. Looking back from my now thriving workshop overlooking the Cincinnati skyline on this December night in 2025, that $40 Carbide Burrs set wasn't just tools, it was a launch pad for financial freedom, proving that with skill and hustle, you can turn precision grinding into profitable passions. Whether it's knives in the kitchen or sculptures in the gallery, these 10 gigs show the potential. Grab a set, hit the local markets, and carve your own path to prosperity.